Hello, everyone. Okay, so let's jump into some reading. So the way the collective readings work is I'm just going to pull I'm going to shuffle until a card comes out, or cards, multiple cards. I will show you the top card. If you feel pulled to that card or drawn to that card, then pay attention to the reading because it might hold a message that you need. Disclaimer, the collective readings are general readings, so if it doesn't resonate for you, that's okay. They're not going to resonate for everyone. Just take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Okay, cool. Coolios. Okay, so let's see. Who is this first reading for? Oh, there we go. The Two of Pentacles Reversed. Two of Pentacles Reversed. I'll show it to you guys upright as well so you can see the picture a little bit better. That's the card coming up. So let's see what's going on with this Two of Pentacles here. What is going on with this Two of Pentacles Reversed? What is the message? Out of the collective. What is the message? Yeah, I know. Oh. And we're going to take all of those, although I'm not sure I should, but we're going to do it. And then I need one more card. Okay. Two more cards, apparently. Okay. So what we have coming up is the Two of Cups reversed. Okay. Or two of Cups. Why do I want to say Two of Cups? Because the Queen of Cups is under that. The Two of Pentacles reversed. We have the Queen of Cups coming up. Then we had a bunch of cards come out, okay? So we have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Six of Cups reversed. The Tower card reversed. The Justice card. The Four of Cups. The Devil reversed. All together. Then we have the Death card. We have the Three of Cups. And then the Ace of Wands reversed in behind it. So what I'm getting is there's a lot of things out of balance, or things may feel out of balance for people right now, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean they're out of balance, but it may feel they are out of balance. And this is particularly, I feel like, in terms of emotions, okay? So we do have a lot of water coming up with these cards. I'm seeing a lot of water. A lot. So I feel like a lot of this has to do with emotions right now. What's going on, I feel like for some of you, if you guys are feeling kind of really emotional, these emotions are coming up for reasons, and some of you may not totally understand where these emotions are coming from or why they are coming up. Okay, but they are bubbling up into your awareness. The reason why they are coming up is because this is some generational stuff coming up. I feel like a lot of people right now are being called to, if this is you and this reading resonates with you guys are being called to heal a lot of things from past lives, a lot of things that you have carried over into this life. So there's a lot of compounded energy here. And I feel like because this card is generational, the Ten of Pentacles has to do with generational stuff, that this could be generational traumas, this could be past life traumas, this could be things that just need to be healed in general from, like I said, past lives, or even you know, bloodlines, generational traumas. And you guys are really being called to do this healing work. The cycle has to end somewhere, and somebody's got to do the dirty work. And the problem is that a lot of our ancestors maybe didn't know how to process this. They didn't know how to deal with it, or if it's a past life thing, you in a past life never got a chance to heal this, so this energy is coming into this life, and it just kind of compiles and compiles and compiles through the lifetimes. I see this as like your energetic tree, your soul's tree, your soul's journey, or like I said, this could literally be a family type tree. It does represent the Kabbalah and the tree of life, the Kabbalistic tree, but I see it as that's how it's coming through. Particularly, especially, you know how I said past life, the Six of Cups is coming up behind that. Again, it could be past life things, or it could be, this is also a family card. So like I said, it could be a lot to do with generational things, generational healing, healing generational traumas, healing past life traumas, whatever it is. These are things that have not been healed yet, okay? And you guys are being called to go through and do this work, because that's what's causing the imbalance you're feeling. You have to kind of cut yourself free from this. And in order to end this cycle, okay? Because otherwise, if we don't do the work now, what's going to happen is when you have children, or if you have children currently, you know, they could have picked up on that energy. It's going to bleed over into the future regardless. So if you don't heal it now, you're either going to have to heal it in a future lifetime that you have, or it could even impact, you know, your bloodline in the future as well. So it's definitely something that we want to put a death to, something we want to end. Okay? You are being called to end this. You are being called to clear this out, to do the healing work. I feel like a lot of you may be feeling kind of stagnant right now, or stuck with these emotions. I think that's a big cue for you guys that this is something that needs to be healed, is because I'm seeing the Four of Cups, which did come up with the Ten of Pentacles, but also paired with the Queen of Cups. This is like, you know, you can't get rid of this energy if you try to clear it out, or you try to transmute it, or you try to, you know, you might think, and it just keeps coming back and back and back and back and back. And you can't get rid of this feeling for whatever reason. It's because you need to heal this, okay? Some people like to bypass the healing, and they're just like, oh, I'll transmute it. I'll just give it back to universe. And universe is like, we don't want it. This is your shit. Like, take your baggage and deal with it, right? Because again, if you don't end the cycle will it'll just continue, much like in the Two of Pentacles. You guys see the infinity symbol with the pentacles? You see that figure 8? Right there, and the ropes? That's the infinity symbol. If you don't end this, you don't put an end to this cycle, turn it upside down, it's not going to end, right? It's just going to continue and continue and continue and continue, which is not what you want. Also, you're going to see better benefits. You're going to be able to, you know, I feel like a lot of you are just kind of stuck in emotions right now. And once you work on healing that, you will see, and just being able to sit with that energy, which is what I have had to do with the collective energy lately. Sit with it. And it is freaking hard to do, but the more you sit with it, the lighter it gets over time, okay? Now, this isn't going to be like you know, lightning thing, you sit with it for an hour or so and then it starts to lighten up. It's probably going to take a few days or some time, because this is the Ten of Pentacles. This is pretty heavy, dense energy, right? But it will begin to lighten up. Okay. And then you'll see that you'll be able to be happier. You'll be able to be joyous again. You'll be able to have fun again. You won't feel all this deep, heavy kind of energy that's been sitting on you. Okay. But you have to release this energy and let it go. And the way to do that is through healing it, through just allowing yourself to feel it and let it do its thing. I know that sounds weird, but let it do its thing. A lot of us don't like being in that space because it's very uncomfortable to be in, especially if you are somebody who's super sensitive to things and feels things physically, like I do. When you come in contact, even with energy that is not mine, okay, for the past, like I said, 3-4 days now, I have had this weight on my chest. And I know that this is the collective anxiety that I'm picking up on, because my own energy, I feel it in my gut, I feel it in my body, and it travels up. Other people's energy is like this blanket. So that's how it feels around me, right? It's just this heaviness that kind of gets pushed at me. And that's the energy that I'm picking up on. But I haven't been able to do anything with it. I tried transmuting it, I tried releasing it, and I feel like the reason why spirits had me go through this with the collective is to deliver this message so that I can tell you guys through experience that you have to sit with this energy, and it's uncomfortable. Like I said, especially for those who feel it physically, emotionally and mentally is hard too. I'm not going to say, but sometimes even the physical discomfort can make us uncomfortable, right? Where we just want to put an end to it because we're tired of feeling everything. But you have to sit with it. The way that it's easiest is just to allow it to be and to hold space for it. Okay. Kind of like that friend, you know, that's having a bad day and they come to you and you know they just need somebody to kind of vent to, and you're just a listening ear to listen to them and give them, hold space for them and let them express whatever they need to express. It's the same with your emotions and the stuff that's coming up right now. You have to just kind of allow it to be expressed in whichever way it may come out. You may end up crying, you may end up writing about it, you may end up talking about it, you may feel a desire to go on camera like I did yesterday or the day before and just vent about it because it was so, like, I just need to get rid of it, verbally speak it out. You may need to write about it. You may need to whatever, you know, it's going to be different for everybody, but you'll know how to work with that and maneuver it if you spend the time to kind of sit with it. Okay. Let's see. Let's do another one. Number 2. Okay, reading number 2. We have the 10. We have the 10 of Pentacles coming out. Let's see what this 10 of Pentacles is all about. For number 2s, what is this 10 of Pentacles all about? Oh. Jumping. Okay, so for twos, if you are drawn to this card, here's the message I'm getting. So there was a heartache or so we have the Ten of Pentacles coming out. We have the Three of Swords coming out. We have the Seven of Wands coming out reversed with the Fool card in behind it reversed. And then we have the Hermit card. So I feel like for this group of people who are drawn to this, you guys have had a lot of heartache. You're going through a really painful situation, or you have had somebody hurt you in the past. That this could be a family member. I don't feel like this was a lover kind of situation. I feel like this was somebody who, if they were not a family member, they could have been somebody you considered family or you were close to and have known for a while, because the Ten of Pentacles is coming out. You guys have known each other for a while. And this person, if they are not blood family, they are definitely somebody you consider family. But there's been a betrayal of some sort that happened. Okay, there's been a backstab. I don't want to say backstabbing, but a betrayal of some sort that happened and really caused a lot of heartache in the process of that. Okay, but I heard forgiveness when I pulled that card. And I feel like you guys are looking for an apology from this person, or it could even be multiple people. You are you're heartbroken and you're upset and you're angry and you're like, if they would just come and apologize, this whole situation would be dealt with. The problem is they don't want to come and apologize. Okay, you may never get what I'm seeing from these cards is you may never get that apology. Because we have the Seven of Wands coming up reversed with the Fool card coming up reversed, okay? Now, the Seven of Wands, when it's upright, is talking about standing your ground and, you know, battling back, fighting back, setting your boundaries. In this case, if you guys are looking for if you are looking for an apology, you might not get it, okay? So don't fight for something. You can't fight for something that somebody else isn't willing to give, okay? It's just a huge, don't waste your energy fighting for an apology that you might never get, okay? If this person really wants to apologize, they will apologize. If they don't, then leave it be, okay? Some of you, I'm getting, you might need to swallow your pride, because I feel like with family members, it can be a little tricky. And the dynamics around that, I'm getting that you may have to play nice with these people, so to speak, at family functions and gatherings. You know, if you have a lot of family functions and this is somebody you can't avoid, it is going to be important to let bygones be bygones, at least for a time. There is a time and a place to bring up these things, and I feel like the family functions are not the time and the place, or family get-togethers, okay? There may be a point where you are just called to let down your defenses and to be the bigger person and at least be civil to these people, okay? Or this person. Again, remember, they're not worth your time and energy, okay? Because if you continue to fight them and insist in being in this Seven of Wands upright energy, and I feel like the shadow part of this is you just keep fighting for something that's never going to happen, right? You are just, like I said, you're just going to continue to fight and fight and fight and fight and fight and fight, because you're not going to get the apology that you want. You're just going to be bitter and angry and waste a whole bunch of energy, and you're never going to be able to move on from that, right? This is going to keep you hung up. It's going to keep you hung up and preventing you from living your life. It's like you almost get so obsessed over an apology that it prevents you from living the rest of your life, which is not necessarily what you want. So here's what I'm getting. Instead of seeking the apology from another person, forgive them even for not apologizing, okay? And I know that's going to sound weird, but sometimes we don't need the we don't need the apologies that we are looking for, okay? Apologies are seeking closure. We typically want apologies so we can find closure to something to move on. But if somebody is not going to give us the apology we seek, then we will never find that closure to be able to move on, right? So sometimes we just have to accept and embrace that this person is never going to apologize and just move on from it, right? Sometimes we have to find our own closure that way and take a look at ourselves and be like, why is this such an important thing to me? Sometimes too, we have to forgive ourselves for even allowing the incident to happen in the first place. Okay, so one thing I learned from going through a lot of shit with family members, particularly my own father before he died, which I never got an apology from him for anything he did either. So I can honestly say this, speaking from experience, that the biggest thing I had to do was accept that I was not going to get an apology. Didn't mean I had to be around him, didn't mean I had to associate with him, which I did not for a lot of my life. But I embraced the fact that I wasn't ever going to get an apology from him. And I learned to forgive myself as well, because part of me felt really guilty for even allowing some of the stuff to happen in the first place and for not standing my ground in the first place, right? And sometimes all that closure we need is just that self-forgiveness, and to say, I forgive myself for whatever, even if you don't know what you're forgiving yourself for, just say it. You know, it may not make sense, but I guarantee you it will make you feel better. Okay, because the Hermit card is like, you need to go within. You need to go within, because it's not going to, keeping hung up on an apology that you are not going to get by the looks of this card is not going to help you any. It's going to keep you obsessing over things and missing what's right in front of you. See what 3 is. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords reversed coming up for this third reading. Ace of Swords reversed. So if you guys are drawn to this card, you might want to maybe listen up. Listening is such a massive help to so many people. I do agree. Paul, I've had so many people come to me and be like, you know, I had an ex and that was his favorite thing about me. He was like, I love you because I can come to you with anything and talk to you about anything. And he's like, you just hold space for me. You don't judge me. You don't, he's like, I know that if I'm doing something, although he did know that, you know, if you ask me for my opinion, I don't sugarcoat things. I will, or if you ask me for information, I don't sugarcoat things. I will give it to you straight. I'll be honest. I can't sugarcoat things. I would much rather tell people what they need to hear and not necessarily what they want, even if it's something they don't want to hear, because I feel like it's much more beneficial. But yes, you just got to hold space. I think that that's the biggest thing, is people just sometimes need somebody to talk to and listen to them, right? And the stories that you hear from people is incredible that way. I don't know. I love hearing about people's experiences. It fascinates me. I feel like I can learn about people that way. Misty, that's good. Let's that card go as another card comes flying out. Let's see what else is coming out for this. Yeah, the Two of Cups. Wow. It's on the bottom of this. Okay. So you guys are unclear. So we have the two, we have the Ace of Wands reversed. We have the Two of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and behind that, the Six of Cups, and behind that, there's definitely some traveling and some thinking about moving on from something. We have the Queen of Cups reversed, and then the Two of Cups coming up. So I feel like you guys are this group, the Ace of Swords, you guys are debating. You haven't made a decision, and there may be some, I don't want to say lack of clarity, because I don't feel like you guys are really confused about this, but I would say indecisiveness. It's like, I get that you may make up your mind and think that you're going to do something, and then you start questioning your choice. In regards to, like, you guys, I feel like, especially with this Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords coming up together, you guys are contemplating leaving something, moving on from something. Now, this could be a relationship of some sort. There's a lot of water. And when I say relationship, I don't necessarily mean a romantic relationship. This could be a friendship. This could be, cutting ties with a family member. This could be cutting ties with friends, people in your social circle, clearing out your friends list, going through your social circle and cutting people out. This could even be at work. But there's definitely this contemplation of leaving something. I don't feel like this is work related, though, because there is no pentacles or even wands coming up in this at all. There's a lot of water and air. So water being relationships predominantly, air is the mind and thinking. So I'm feeling like this is relationships. And you guys have this back and forth kind of thing going, and I feel like you'll make a choice and then you'll second guess it, and then you'll be like, and this is why you don't actually do anything and you haven't actually made the clear, decisive decision of walking away, because you're like, I keep getting this, like, you work up the gumption and you're like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and then bam, you start second guessing it, and then you don't do it. And you don't do it. And then you go back to square one again. And then you work yourself up and you're like, I've made a decision. I know what I'm going to do. And then all at once, you don't do it again, right? Because you're second guessing yourself. Don't second guess yourself, guys. When it comes to relationships, I always say follow your intuition. I say follow your intuition on anything, not just relationships. In life in general, follow your intuition. Okay, because that is what is going to show you what you need to do, even if it doesn't make sense. Okay, because a lot of times what we get intuitively doesn't necessarily make sense until we do it. I was talking to one person about crystals, and she was saying that one of the people that she learned from was doing Reiki on a person, and they only did Reiki on the left side, which is really weird, right? Usually when you do Reiki, you do it on the whole body, but she felt intuitively to do it on the left side. Now that is not normal, and she didn't really know why, and later on came to find out that there was a block in the feminine energy which resides in the left side of the body. So That is why she felt guided intuitively to do that. I have had times where I have had things come through in meditation and I've been like, you know, why do you have me doing this exercise? Why do you want me doing this? And I discover why as I'm going through the process. um, so even if it doesn't make sense, follow it anyways, okay? Because your intuition is not going to lead you wrong. But with that being said, you guys may be confusing intuition with emotions. So again, don't allow your emotions to kind of get the better of you. Don't allow that doubt and that fear or whatever may pop up mentally or emotionally to stop you from doing what you think you should do. Okay, you guys are very, very in tune with stuff, and you know, okay, you know. With the Two of Cups coming up, okay, they were telling me something, and I need to get them to repeat it because it's gone from my mind at the moment. Okay, give me a minute. I feel like this is more just what I was saying. Follow your intuition. Okay. So if you can see the caduceus, I'm gonna. Okay. So the caduceus is the staff of Hermes. And if you're not familiar with who Hermes is, he is the Greek god of knowledge. He's the equivalent of Mercury in the Roman pantheon, right? So it's following your own knowing, your own intuition, right? Again, intuition comes in two forms, two primary forms that I've been informed of anyways. I'm not saying there's not more forms out there, but there's two primary forms that I know of. One is that inner knowing, where you just have a thought come into your head out of nowhere and you don't necessarily know where that thought came from or why you're having it, right? It just pops in your head out of nowhere. Particularly when you're focusing on something, okay? And then you have your inner feeling. So there's your intuitive knowing and your intuitive feeling. So your intuitive feeling is, you know, those emotions that you walk into a room and this may come up in emotions or this may come up actually physically feeling it in your body as well. You know, when you walk into a room and you have goosebumps, you get goosebumps up and down your body. That's a form of physical feeling, your intuition kicking in that maybe you probably shouldn't be there, or there's energy that needs to be cleansed out. When you walk into a room, and I don't know how many of you have had this happen, but I have, when you're around people and you leave and you have this tarry fucking energy around you, or when you tap into people's energy and sometimes their energy is just like a freaking tar. I have had to block people out of my energy fields because of that, because they have this very gross kind of energy that just sticks to you. That again is clear feeling, it's clear knowing. So there's intuitive knowing, there's intuitive feeling, okay? Sometimes it is just emotions that hit you out of nowhere. Sometimes it'll be physical sensations. It's different, but it is those emotions and feelings and thoughts that kind of come out of nowhere for you, that help guide you, that help tell you this is what you should be doing, this is what you shouldn't be doing. Listen to those, okay? Because you guys have a lot of, you're in touch with things. I don't feel like this is a partnership in the sense of like a traditional, or this card represents like a partnership. What I'm getting is this is your relationship with your intuition and and following that intuition and trusting that intuition, because when you're paired with somebody in a relationship with somebody, hopefully you trust them. If you don't, there's a big issue. Okay. So when it comes up in that sense, this is the aspect of the card that's coming through, is the trust. And the 2 cups are you connecting with your intuition. A lot of people sometimes view it as an external thing. They view it as spirit guides. They view it as your higher self, whatever case it may be, but there is a connection to that. And there's a deep connection to that. So be able, trust yourself to follow it, okay? Like I said, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it seems confusing and you're like, what the fuck, right? And then you start questioning it and you question what you're feeling, you question what you're thinking, don't. Because the more you rationalize it, the less likely you are to do it, because then you start overthinking it and you're like, no, 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 no. Then those emotions come in and those thoughts come in and they stop you from doing it. So just do it. Just do it. Ooh. Let's see. We'll get one more card. One more. Okay. I should show this card. So we have the Empress Reversed. Can't remember whether I showed the card or not. I'm going to flip it upright so you guys can see it upright. Cool, cool. Let's see. We have the Justice card. That's funny because that is exactly what I thought. Okay. So we have the Empress card coming up. This is about not necessarily taking care of yourself. So if you are drawn to this card, the message is you need to start focusing on you. Okay. I'm getting the Empress card coming up. I'm getting the 9 of Pentacles reversed coming up. I'm getting the Queen of Cups reversed coming up. And the Justice card, which is all about balance, but this is also Libra energy, and Libra was what popped through. So the Justice card being Libra and being the active energy in this reading, because it is upright, this is saying you guys have spent a lot of energy focused on other people. You guys give a lot to other people. You guys are the nurturers. You don't just give emotionally, but you also give physically. So you are, like, honestly, the people that everybody goes to when they need something, whether that be physical support and help or emotional support and help. You're the person everybody goes to for that. However, you will do so much for other people that you forget to look after yourself. And a lot of times you leave yourself without having what you need because you give to everybody else. So the 9 of Pentacles, when it's upright, is having everything you could need, pretty much. You've worked hard for it. I feel like you do work hard for the stuff that you have, but what happens is you give it all away. It's not that you're like, oh, well, I can just get some more, which is okay because you probably can with the 9 of Pentacles. But they're just saying that, you know, you give all this away. Eventually, there will come a time where, you know, you might find that you have nothing left to give. So focus on yourself, okay? All this time and energy, the physical stuff that you're giving away, okay? Because you're essentially leaving yourself with nothing. Use that on you, okay? Use that on you. there is something else I'm being called to pull attention to, and that is the Justice card talks about balance and the scales, right? Things returning to you, because I feel like you guys have this attitude of, if I give and I do good, it'll come back to me. And there's nothing wrong with that attitude. But keep in mind, don't be naive about it either, okay? Don't be naive thinking that people, because not always do people get back to you. And I know that sounds bad, but there are people who will take advantage of what you have to give. And unfortunately, not everybody has pure intentions. I feel like you guys leave it up to the universe, and you're like, if I give, then I'll get back when it's needed. Which is cool, but the universe is like, we want you to focus on you. And I also feel like by focusing on you, you guys will learn who is actually going to give back to you and who is not. And I can say this from personal experience, because when I've focused on me, you see a lot of the people who kind of, I'm going to say leech for lack of better terms, leech off of you, drop off because they are no longer getting anything from you. Okay? The Nine of Pentacles also talks about those physical boundaries and limits with people. Okay? Not the emotional boundaries or anything like that, but the physical boundaries and limits with people. That's what's coming through too. Okay, when you start putting those boundaries up, when you start saying, I can only do so much, and this is what I can do, particularly physically, because I feel like being Pentacles, this is more of a physical thing. You know, I only have so much to give. You see, like, the people who are loyal to you, the people who are interested in that fair exchange and that equal exchange will stick around. The people who do not want to give back to you and are not willing to give back to you, they will drop off like flies. But again, you'll be left with people who are willing, who you can then give that stuff to because you know it will come back, okay? But you need to focus on you for a bit. And the people who really support you will be okay with that as well. You might see when you start focusing on you, a lot of people going, focus on me, help me, help me, help me. Again, by putting those boundaries up and saying, like, I need to take time for me, the people who are really going to respect that and work with you will be okay with that, okay? So I feel like that's kind of a way to find out who is really supporting you and who is not, okay? Because you guys give a lot to people, and the universe is like, you know, it's time to, you've given so much, now it's time to flip the script a bit and give all that stuff that you're giving to other people back to you. Give it to yourself for a bit. Not saying that you can't ever give back to people, but again, if you're going to give to people, make sure that it's people who are going to give back to you. Oh, we have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups reversed is coming up. And then we have the Page of Wands. So if you are drawn to the Seven of Cups reversed, I'll show you guys what it looks like upright so you can see the actual picture. But yeah. That's what we got. Let's see what the message is with this. Hmm. Okay. So we have the Seven of Swords, or the Seven of Cups. Reversed. The Page of Wands. Reversed. The Devil card reversed. Oh my god, this whole reading's reversed. We have the Page of Cups reversed and the Nine of Cups and behind that reversed. I feel like my Uranus is coming through really weird tonight because I'm getting these messages as I'm pulling the cards, and then when I go to articulate them, they're gone. And I have to re-tap into this energy. Okay, so there's a situation that you guys are like in or thinking about, are in right now, that you may want to get out of, and maybe not seeing things as an opportunity. I don't know why I feel like this is work, probably because the Devil card is coming up reversed, which is Capricorn energy, which has to do with work. And then the Seven of Cups is up over top of it. So I feel like for some of you, there is a job that you are working at or something that you are doing that is not bringing you emotional satisfaction necessarily anymore. It's not lighting you up, but you're feeling like you're stuck kind of along this path because you don't see the other options in front of you. Okay, there are lots of options, but I feel like when this card is reversed, you're focused on one, that you don't necessarily see all the different options that are right there in front of you. Okay, so you have to switch your perspective a little bit and see that this is not the only option that is available to you. There are lots of them. You guys are this whole thing about being stuck, you are not as stuck as you may seem, even though it may seem like you're stuck and you're really wanting out of this fucking thing. You can get out. The Devil card is reversed, but that escape, that it's there. All you have to do is make the choice to walk away. Make the choice to walk away. If you are not, because I feel like you guys are not emotionally or emotionally satisfied from this. There's no emotional gratification. If there's no what's the word I'm looking for? Motivation. You know, if you don't have a passion, that's the word I'm looking for. If there's no passion, if there's no emotional connection to this, if this isn't bringing you emotional satisfaction, it's lighting your soul on fire, this probably is not the path that you are meant to be going down. This is not your soul's calling. I feel like a lot of you may have started this thinking that it was, and then getting into it and suddenly something has changed, or you've realized that maybe it isn't, but you still struggle with seeing what other options are out there or what other choices are available to you. So you just kind of keep trudging along this path. I feel like you have gotten lots and lots and lots of notices that this is not the right path for you. That has been coming through from spirit, but you may have either been ignoring them and pushing them aside because you just don't see any other option, or you just, again, I feel like mostly you're just ignoring them, because I feel like these energies have come through very clear. The messages have been there. Okay, they have been there energetically. I'm trying to think of what this fiery messages, examples of fiery messages. Okay, so the Page of Cups talks about your dreams. Sometimes you can have weird dreams. You may have been having weird dreams where this message has been coming through, where you've seen yourself maybe in another profession or on another path, or, you know, this can come through symbolically as well, or energetically. Like the message I'm getting is it's just draining you, right? You go to work every day in the career you've chosen and you're just drained to the hilt. There's no passion and there's no desire to get up and go anymore. That's your message that you're not on the right path. Right? I feel like for other people, it's come through in like dreams and feelings, or, you know, your heart just isn't in this, or it just doesn't feel right anymore. Or maybe you, like I said, could have even had a weird dream about it, but Spirit has been really kind of energetically and emotionally sending you these messages. So, but again, they're reversed, so you're not necessarily paying attention to them. Spirit is like, we can give you what makes you happy. We can reverse this. Like right now, you're not emotionally satisfied at all. We can flip that for you, but you have to listen to the guidance that's being given, and to see that this isn't the only option. And these options might not even seem like options, right? They could be very subtle things, or even outside of the box things that you don't necessarily see. Here's the other thing. These can represent people as well. So maybe there are people in your life, oddly enough, or people who are probably, I don't want to say younger, but they could possibly be younger, or they have like this very youthful kind of energy to them. However, these are people who see things from a different perspective though, okay? And this is why they are going to be able to help you to see all the options that you are not seeing. Okay, because they have this creative, very intuitive and creative energy to them, and they are able to tell you this. If you have friends that have been telling you this, or people who have been telling you this isn't the right path, listen to them. Again, this may not have just been coming through from Spirit. This could be messages literally from other people in your life. There could be other people in your life that could help you to move on from this path that you're on that you don't want to be on. A lot of this I feel like has to do with work, because the Devil card is coming up, and that is Capricornian energy, and Capricorn rules work. Okay, so a lot of people, I feel like, again, whether this is paid work or soul work, or you know, your spiritual work, your actual work that you do for money and a living, that kind of thing, it doesn't matter. All kinds of work is thrown into this, but the work that you are doing now, I feel like you intuitively know that you don't want to be doing it anymore, and Spirit can help you. There are people in your life that can also help you get out of this. You just have to pay attention. Reach out, talk to people, talk to your friends, talk to the people who are coming to you and saying this isn't your path, this isn't you, and ask them for ideas, because you may be shocked at the ideas that other people can see, and the things and options that other people can see that maybe you can't. Because there's a lot more options there than you're seeing, for sure. Okay, so that, I'm going to call that a night. On that note, so thank you guys for joining me. I hope that you all have an amazing night, and I will see you guys when I'm on again. Have an amazing night, guys, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.